I simply just pulled her to the side and said, go ahead and let my dick breathe. And she went ahead and figured it out.
All right, we're already recording.
Unhook your headphones for a sec. Cuddle up.
We catch some Z's on that rug.
Probably the listeners are
I want to
cuddled
tolerate
up.
this with you people right now.
Episode 8, bitches.
Episode 8, LMDB podcast. We have a guest. He's not super welcome, but he is a guest.
Nonetheless.
It's Kyler. Kyler, you want to say hi?
Hello, people.
You're definitely going to have to get closer to that microphone. God, it's too far away from microphones.
Told you.
Called it.
You can scoot it closer to yourself. You
Oh
don't
my
have to
God, you were right.
It's gotta be in your face.
It's a huge difference, right? From sitting
Yeah.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
You should also probably put your both headphones on, but
Surrounds.
you're not.
Jesus,
You're
Sean.
not.
He's new.
I'm just saying that you're not a fucking DJ trying to fucking.
He's new here.
You're not at DOS right now, bro.
There's nothing
You
else you
can
need to hear either. Like,
Yeah.
It's just the
just
audio.
It's just Bentley making sounds in the background. Once again, we didn't plan to talk about anything, so that's fire.
That's the beauty of it.
Kyler
plan, you
Kyler
plan
was
to
like
fail.
throwing out a bunch of fucking ideas that were kind of random, and not bad ideas by any means, just like random
Yeah,
ideas.
I like Kyler's brain.
It works, dog. It works.
For
It
the
does
most
things.
part.
It's not like super functional,
Those
but
brain things. Must be nice.
it does all the brain stuff.
MBN.
I don't remember what any of Kyler's ideas were, honestly.
Bruh, why people are always like, I want to leave Utah. Remember? Because, like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
my side, your side.
Alright.
And then what
That's a
else
good
was
one.
there?
But my
There's
side's the
something.
right side, so what's your side?
My side is I leave the state half the year, so, like, I see both sides.
Yeah, but
You just gotta fucking water your side of the.
But you
gotta
to the
water your
places-
grass.
You go to the places that suck.
Hey. Yeah, okay, some of them do.
Most of them do.
Most of the time they do.
I mean, we could jump into that, like why I don't like Utah, but that's like.
Well, it's not like it's not a why you don't like Utah. I don't feel like it's that. It's like, what are the pros that you've found while being here, and what's the pros to Seattle that just totally outweigh it?
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of a bash session. TBH.
Yeah, like Utah's not bad, but I mean, obviously, I get why you like Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle.
So I have to try to be nice and explaining why I don't like Utah.
No,
Is that
wait, what?
That's what you just said.
No, we're just like not bash.
I don't want to bash it. I don't have to bash it.
It's
I can
why you
tell
want
you
to
why
leave.
I
So
don't
it's
like
the
it.
things that you'd want that you don't have.
I'd say the biggest one, like the one that's most noticeable to me, which I think is the one that I have the hardest time getting across to other people, is the like inherent lack of culture in
I
Utah.
thought you were gonna
Oh,
say lack
yeah.
of ocean.
No, ocean's pretty awesome. Like
Yeah.
water is fucking cool.
Dude, there's not much
But there's
culture here.
like, and it's a thing that unless you've left for a period of time, like you really have no idea how much culture does not exist
Yeah.
in Utah. And it's, if I could explain it, I mean, you know, part of it is the lack of
It's vanilla ice
other
cream.
races. You know what I mean? Like there's no other races here.
They're
It's
whitewashed.
mostly just white people, and there's Hispanic people. There's Islanders. The one thing, like I'd want to give credit to like Islanders and stuff, but most of them are here because they're LDS, and that like they just kind of fall back into the like white people category, like naturally.
Yeah,
in
so
that
just a
regard.
light little sprinkle.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
I don't see a lot of like other culture, especially in that. And then I don't know, like the lack of culture sounds dumb and it sounds like a cop out answer kind of, but
No, it totally
I'm-
makes sense.
I'm from Seattle, a place that's like super diverse.
Yeah,
like
that's like
crazy over the top diverse. I mean, Vancouver, British Columbia, which is a couple hours north of Seattle, up in Canada. I know it's Canada, by the way. Don't write me. Is the most diverse city in the world. Like it has-
Vancouver is?
yeah, it's weird, right?
What?
Vancouver, British Columbia. And Seattle's the same way. I mean, Seattle has people from all over. I mean, there's, you know, my school didn't. But I mean, like, a lot of high schools, I mean, like, there's, you know, a ton of different Asian, you know, types of Asian people. And we had, like, big groups of Russian people. And we had, you know, black people and stuff that, like, you just don't get here. And it's not even, I'm not saying that, like, I miss Seattle because of that. I'm saying that
It's
Utah-
just a benefit.
well, it's like Utah could
I think
benefit
it's like
from
some
like the
tourists
diversity.
that stuck.
No, I think
Like
it's
some
because
tourists
I
that
think
stayed?
because it's on the coast,
Mm-hmm.
so it's accessible.
Yeah.
Like people, when people like rush to get to America, they're not like, oh, let's go to fucking Oklahoma now.
Inland.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're on the coast somewhere, and that's, if you look at the whole West Coast, is super diverse, and then the East Coast is diverse to a certain degree, especially Northeast. I think is a lot more diverse. I mean, you have
Yeah, the
like,
Carolinas, I don't really feel like are super, super diverse.
no, but you have like Florida, which gets like Cubans and Dominicans
Oh, yeah.
and things like that, and then you have like the Northeast, which you're getting like Irish people. You're getting all the
Yeah,
people
you're getting
from Europe.
European.
So I just think that the lack of diversity was weird. It was the very first thing that I noticed when I moved here.
Yeah.
Like it was like a thing. I was like, man, there's like no culture here at all. And it's, if you're not LDS, it really is. There is no culture here, and I'm not LDS, as we've covered. So it's like, it's weird for me. And then, yeah, the ocean. The other one that you said is like missing the ocean. And I know that there's people who miss things, and there's people that would miss like Arches National Park or these things that you guys pretend are mountains.
Yeah, but I feel like people don't really go there that much, you know what I mean? Like, if you ask somebody, when's the last time you went to Arches and, like, actually went to, like, the Great Arch or whatever it's called, they're going to be like, I don't know, you know
It's
what I
like
mean?
not
Like,
dedicated even
Yeah.
once a year. So
No,
it
but I think
counts
there's
as
people
less.
that go. There's people that go to like Moab all the time.
yeah.
They go to the Moab like every other weekend even. Whereas like, for me, like being near water, or as it's been lately, is not being near water has been a pretty negative experience for me. Like I miss water. As stupid as that sounds, and people are like, oh well, you could go on Great Salt Lake or whatever. And I'm like,
No.
well, no, but like
Heck
when
no.
when people tell me that, I'm like, okay, because you've never been to the ocean.
Ew, yeah.
Like I can
No.
tell by your comment, you've never been to the ocean before, because it's not the same. And people are like, Joe, the plater dude, he swears up and down that the center of Great Salt Lake is amazing. Like once you're off the shore, like the nasty, disgusting shore, he said like when you're out on like he has a sailboat or whatever.
Yeah.
And he said when you go out in the center, it's amazing. And I can't argue with him. I've never been there. I'm never going to.
Same.
I don't feel like I'd really want to put all that wear onto whatever is taking out there. Like,
It's a lot of salt.
that's a lot of salt.
Well, yeah, but I think that these guys, I mean, like, I'm sure, take preventative measures to be able to take their boats
just part of it.
specifically into this. It'd be no
it's
different than
just part
taking
of
your
it.
boat into the ocean. You're going to prep it for whatever your
Yeah.
environment is. Or going into a lake would be different, or a normal lake.
Well, I
should
think
say.
part of the culture, when I did Vivint, my first summer, I ended up in Louisiana, which is like Cajun. Like, I was in southern Louisiana, and that is straight up.
It's a mix of, what was it? Daniel Tosh's, he's like, that's Cajun people. He said it was like a mix of Southerners and French or something. He was like, it was like the worst mix on the planet. And I was like, oh yeah, that's super accurate.
Dude, it's super weird. So that was like a huge culture shock, because you're like, what the heck is going on here? And then the next summer to be in Laredo, which is basically all Mexico. I mean, that was way different culture, because you could have houses that are made out of cardboard and tin, and you're still seeing like a Lambo going down the street like 5 blocks north. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I think it's cool because there is more culture, but same token, like certain places don't have a lot of culture other than that one culture they have.
Yeah, so they have culture, but there's no diversity in the culture.
Exactly.
So and that's why I think, I mean, like Seattle or like I said, even the Northeast, it's divided into neighborhoods for sure. You know what I mean? But like, you can go through 4 or 5 different cultures in 15 blocks or 20 blocks. It's not like you have to travel to another city or another county or something, to get like any real type of diversity. And here it's like Salt Lake, when you get to like Utah County, you know what I mean? Like
Things just get kind of nicer.
yeah, spread out, and the people are weird. No offense.
Bigger and more sprawling.
Yeah, I totally know.
But
more judgy.
yeah,
Way more
a
judgy.
lot more judgy.
You make
I was gonna say
$60K a year? You're a peasant.
Yeah.
You're like Ogden. And they're like, what? 60? That's not bad at all.
60, that's what our whole house makes. Sorry.
Household income.
Right?
You can look at city data. I'm not making that up, by the way.
No, for real.
No, but I miss a lot of the things that Seattle or Washington, Western Washington specifically offers. I guess for me, it's like it offers everything. So like everything that people talk about having here, it's like, okay, well, all that stuff is also in Washington. Like, that's not any different there, you know? And it's like, you know, the big one people throw out here is, well, you don't get, you know, these like rock formations or whatever, which for one, have no interest in at all, ever. I'm never going to. Staring at rocks is never going to be fun for me. But Eastern Washington has all that same shit. It's mountainous desert.
Yeah, you
It's
have
literally
dunes and
the exact
everything there,
same
yeah.
thing. And then you have the Cascade Mountains, which roll right through the center of Washington, and they're fucking amazing. They have world-class ski resorts in those. Mm-hmm. And then an hour away is downtown Seattle from that world-class ski resort. And, you know, you can go on the waterfront, and you can go see all the things that are, like, amazing about Seattle. And then
Do the duck boat thing tours.
the bus, yeah.
Yeah, those things are fun.
People always reference those, and it's so weird because, like, I've never been on one. I've seen them. I know what they are. Like, I know they exist, but it's never a thing that comes up in my head ever. And then people bring it up. They're like, "Oh, what about the duck boat tour thing?"
I think
and I'm
it's
like,
cool
"Oh, yeah."
because it's like
It's like a bus that's a
no,
duck.
this is amphibious things where you can drive. Like they'll drive you down the street. Next thing you know, like they go into the harbor area or whatever that's called right there, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're going in." Oh, and
What
like
are you pointing? Oh, you're pointing at there's
picture.
A picture. There's like a painting. Or
Is it shaped like a duck?
no,
Whoa.
they have like a duck-shaped one,
Yeah,
but these were
it's-
called duck boats because they're
Yeah.
used by the military. I
Like a
think.
duck.
I think
Yeah,
they're
they're
like-
amphibious,
they're
so you can
amphibious
drive them
vehicles.
on the street, and then suddenly like they drive you straight into the water. Our lady was
And there's no like,
cracked out. She's like, "Oh, we lost the brakes." I'm like, "No, we didn't." Next thing you know, you're just in the water, and she's like, "Yeah,
yeah, and there's no like
Oh,
transition. Like they just drive in the water and keep going. It's
yeah." They're
not
just
like
like, "Go for gold."
they don't have to turn it into a boat. You know, it's like they just go in. But
They go super slow.
but it's just like a tour, and it's like a tour thing. They just take you and show you around.
Well, and Seattle has the
It's
first.
gotta be slow.
Doesn't Seattle have the
Well,
first Starbucks? So I mean, all the white girls should get pretty
The-
stoked over
yeah,
that.
people. I don't know who it was. I think it was JJ who was at dinner with us tonight. They were gonna go see him and his fiance. Were gonna go see the first Starbucks, and I'm like,
10 out of 10 saw it when I went. Not
what?
gonna lie.
Did you
What's different
go?
about
Did
it?
you go to see it?
Yeah.
Like you went?
Well, there's more to it in that shopping area. Like that's a giant
Well, right.
shopping
Right.
area. So it was part of like.
It was just part of the fact you were already in
Like,
that shopping area. You're like, oh, that's cool.
yeah,
That's here too.
Like my
Yeah.
family obviously doesn't drink coffee, even I don't, and they're just like, well, it's kind of cool to see the first of something that got so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know.
origin.
Seattle's one of those places that you can definitely like walk out of a Starbucks and directly across the street into another Starbucks. though.
Yeah.
It's not so, especially to me, and like I grew up there and I don't drink coffee at all, and so I never got super excited about it. But I can appreciate that like huge businesses like Amazon and Microsoft and shit come from there.
Fucking love coffee.
I fucking love Amazon, so
For real though.
it's way better. But anyway, yeah, like to me, like Washington just offers everything, man. It has a rainforest, and a few hours away you can be in like mountainous desert, and you can go to the ocean in 2 hours from downtown Seattle. You know what I mean? Like it's like literally everything is there.
I think that's what's kind of cool about the whole West Coast because I mean, even in SoCal, you can go from. I mean, you're not going to run into a rainforest, but you can hit like desert, you can hit dunes, and then you can hit the
Yeah.
beach, and I mean, you can hit. They have enough moisture where it's kind of not foresty, but like it's shaded in trees and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that the West Coast has more of because the East Coast is just more woodland-ish, I guess you could say, and
Well-
more just like not as diverse in geographically of what you can get different kinds
Yeah.
there.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, and it's that reminded Daniel Tosh had a comedy thing where he's like somebody in like Ohio was like, I'm not paying, $675,000 to live in like a tiny little house on like the edge of a cliff. He's like, yeah, that's because we have shit to look at. It's like, yeah, we
For
have
real.
cool things that, like if you're in the middle of the country, and I'm gonna assume that nobody listening to this is in the middle of the country, but like if you've left, that the middle of the country is pretty crappy. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
nothing there. There's nothing to see. There's not like, and I'm not even bashing it because it's not like you guys made the state. I'm just saying like where you ended
It's a
up
fact.
is like there's just nothing. You
When
drive
I
for
was-
hours and see nothing.
I was in Lubbock and we were headed to a job and it was at Ransom, what do they call it? Ransom Canyon. I was like, no, there's no canyon here. It's flat.
This is not a canyon
Next thing
at
you know,
all.
there's a straight up giant square dug into the ground and there's these houses that are on the lake because they put a man-made lake in the bottom
Yeah.
of it and they basically made like their own little version of a, mountainside canyon type houses. that all go around the whole thing until it
Dug
gets
out?
down. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have
Weird.
no other way of doing it because it's just flat Earth.
Because I mean, it's cool because like everywhere else, you're just staring into the next house, kind of like you've been to Vegas, how Vegas
Yeah.
is. So like this gave them some sort of elevation to play with to have like staggered houses down the edge. That way they could have nicer houses and then like super nice houses at the bottom.
Stan, you want to go to Vegas this weekend? There's a car show.
Nope.
Oh,
Dad Van one
It's been
rep.
like 117 for 4 days in a row.
dude. When JJ was just in Seattle and it rained for like 2 minutes, and that was the first time it rained in over 60 days.
In Seattle, even?
Yeah,
Weird.
What?
it's the record. They'd never gone that long without rain. Because despite what people think, I know that that's a big thing. I think it's everywhere, but I hear it a lot here. It's like, oh, it just rains all the time there. It's like, well, you've never been there. Like, it rains more in Utah than it does in Seattle. In inches.
I was
Doesn't
gonna
rain.
say
It's not on days.
Yeah.
But when it rains in Seattle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's kind of
like-
just misty.
Yeah, you don't even turn your windshield wipers on. Like, it's non-existent.
If you
Really?
got that
Yeah,
rain
I
X
mean-
on, you're set.
If you have, like, in the winter, it rains. Like, in September and shit, it'll rain. And it rains a lot. But it doesn't snow there, usually.
Yeah.
Climate change, I'm guessing that will probably change. I think it has actually started snowing there more and more, especially since I left. But it doesn't rain nearly as much as people think. Not in inches. I mean, like, you can go outside and like walk around and not care that it's
Yeah.
raining. Whereas like here, when it rains, you're like running from your car to get inside somewhere. It's like fuck
Getting
that.
soaked.
Yeah, just
5
drenched.
minutes soaked.
Why? So you asked me why I want to get out of Utah, but why do you want to get out of Utah?
Kind of the same reasons you said. Like, it's nice to leave and see different culture, learn different
Yeah.
things. Because then you come back and you're just, people are kind of really sensitive here. Like, really
I noticed that
sensitive,
here, but I
like-
was just like, I feel like that's with everybody with me, just because I'm kind of.
No, I
blunt
think
and
it's just
straightforward,
like,
so I see a lot of sensitivity in
because of
people.
Mormon culture, like, you're not going to have everybody's usually pretty good, like, good quotes about not swearing in public and stuff like that. Where like you go other places and it's normal. You know what I mean? I can go up with a customer in Texas and be like, oh shit, yeah, we need to do this, and then they're like normal. Where Utah, if you say that, they look at you and they're like,
I'm calling your manager.
yeah, hi, I am the manager.
I actually just had a discussion with somebody about swearing, and I was trying to get them to quote me the verse in the Book of Mormon where it says you can't swear.
Oh, savage.
And I did it I did it because I know it's not there, but I couldn't figure out what the transition was from like, believe whatever you want. I don't care. Believe all the things. But then to tell me that like you're offended by swear words
Yep.
and tied into your religion is weird because there's
Yeah.
no mention of it anywhere in your religion.
Well-
So you're like, you should be offended by the word cunt.
Well, it's like
You
when we were
shouldn't.
out to dinner last year, and those people. What did he say? That dude who ended up moving.
Oh, the Thai restaurant.
Yeah, that dude,
God, dude.
moved the whole like. Hey, we're trying to have a nice night, dude. This is like a fucking hole in the
Yeah,
wall Thai
hole in the wall
place.
Thai
Like,
place.
what are you doing over here, son? This ain't no nice dinner.
And whatever, no, because you can't say like that. Maybe it was nice to him. Maybe he doesn't have like extra money and he was trying to take her out. But the thing, his approach to it was really weird because he was super offended by, I'm guessing, whatever we were talking about. I don't think there was like a specific word that he heard
No.
and kind
True,
of freaked
yeah, his
out.
topic.
Yeah,
Our topics are-
And to be fair, we talk about like
Whatever
people
we
like
want.
this podcast.
We talk about colorful things.
This podcast started because of the types of conversations we were already having, if that makes sense. So,
Dude, lucky him. He had insight before it even happened.
yeah, well, he was mad. Well, no, he ended up buying
Fucking
us.
hipster.
Didn't
Yeah, he got
bought
us, like, a
a
dessert or
thing
something, yeah.
which I don't think anybody ate because it was gross looking.
I 10 out of 10 ate it. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's food, Sean.
No, us? What are we going to refuse for you?
I like that I'm the fat guy here, and they're like, yeah, I ate it. It's
Yeah.
food. Put food in front of me. I'm still full. We just ate at fucking Roadhouse, and I'm like
Stuffed.
super, like over the
Prime
top
rib
full.
day
God.
2.
Ribeye, bro.
Bentley's
Bentley
like,
heard
what?
food. What?
He's like, yeah, you went inside without me, assholes.
They came out smelling good.
Why do you sit like that and make me feel like a dick?
You guys smell like bacon. Barbecue sauce.
I smelled it.
Barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, you got ribs, huh?
Yeah.
Must be
Yeah.
nice. What about you, Sten? Do you ever want to leave this place?
I don't know.
What's the longest you've ever been out of Utah?
Like a month?
You were out of Utah for a whole month?
Mhm.
Where were you?
Wow.
Europe.
Oh.
But
What about in America?
Well, you go and visit your family.
Yeah, it's been like a week probably at the most. Like a week and a half.
But you were visiting family, so you weren't like exposed to like a ton of other shit. I mean, like you were
No.
like kind of
I wasn't
similar
really
type
like
people.
even close to living there.
Yeah.
How was your brother like moving out? Has he said anything? That's kind of like
He's a
the
lot
insight
better
for you.
at like fitting in wherever he
Wherever,
goes.
yeah, for sure.
He's better now, or are you saying he's better than you?
I think ever since, probably since he like graduated high school, he's been really good at like adjusting to wherever he is, and he'll be there for long enough to get like a good taste of like being a local there, and then be totally ready to move on.
Yeah. I just think that there's so many advantages to experiencing new things, and it doesn't even matter what it is. It doesn't have to be another place necessarily. And I say that as a dude that like doesn't try a ton of new, like I won't try new food and shit like that. But like,
We know.
fuck off.
We know.
What's funny is the meal that I ordered tonight is the exact one that I ordered like
It's what every
at
morning.
the
Every
beginning of
fucking
summer.
time you go there.
No, yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
Well, every like church going family has for Sunday dinner is what Sean's getting. Can I get a baked potato, corn, and a steak?
Oh, that corn is so bad. Don't even bring that up now,
Steak and shrimp.
Oh yeah, dude.
bro.
He's going to the
Spiciest
Islanders.
thing he got was a bloomin' onion.
Okay, guy that couldn't order his food because it was too hot for him. Physically too
True,
hot. Bro.
yeah. True.
Not even mad.
So, do you plan on like going and exploring not Utah?
I mean, not really.
You have no plan to?
I like it here.
You're
Yeah.
pretty content with it here?
Yep.
See, that's my biggest, and this isn't like a knock on you, this would be for like anybody. Like, my biggest fear about people becoming content with a place is because they've never seen other places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm from Seattle, I love Seattle, whatever, but I've been lots of places for lots of periods of time, like long periods of time, and it's cool to be able to like compare the two and acknowledge the differences, and I guess be able to almost like admire the differences, like the cool parts. And I've been all over the country. I've been to all sorts of places here, both between like in my adult life, and then as a kid I traveled a lot for golf, like junior golf stuff. And I've been on the East Coast, wasn't a huge fan. Like, water was warm. That was cool, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
Neat.
The water's warm.
They got hella
but
Wi-Fi.
You know what else they have is fucking hurricanes and shit.
They have like water in the air.
Yeah. They have flying funnels of water, and I'm not that super into it.
Airborne water.
But the East Coast was not really like...
Well, I guess
I
it
liked it
depends
because it has trees and shit.
what part of East
It is
Coast though,
green,
because
yeah.
there is a
That's
difference
green.
between like if you get down towards the Carolinas and
I would like North and South Carolina
Yeah.
are the places that I went consistently. You know what I mean?
and yeah, those are way different. Like not way, but they're most definitely different from if you get up more north towards like New York and stuff like that. And Maine, in my opinion, is different than you get from South Carolina and such.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like where you can't say like, I feel like West Coast you can pretty much generalize, but East Coast it kind of gets a little more different along the whole
Yeah,
coast.
I'd say there's probably parts of the West Coast that, like, Northern California and Southern California are two very different places. As
Yeah.
far as, like,
If you go,
people
like, Bay Area and SoCal.
Yeah, versus, like people and atmosphere and environment. I mean, the big cities, like, if you're going to go to, like, San Francisco and then compare it to LA, San Francisco is a little more artsy, a little more, like, hippie-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still along the same, like, guidelines. But if you
Yeah.
keep going up to, like, Sacramento, it's way different, or like Southern Oregon, like, I joke about Oregon all the time. Portland has 2 area codes, the rest of Oregon has 1. You know what I mean? So it's like Portland is not the same as Oregon. Like when I say Oregon, I'm talking about Portland specifically. And I think most people are. And because, you get people that have seen Portlandia and they're like, oh, I like it there. Or like, whatever. It's like, okay, but you realize that the rest of Oregon's not anything like that.
Well, I mean,
The rest of Oregon's-
Washington's the same way. Like, if you look at Seattle versus
Yeah.
Spokane, like, no, there's a difference.
Yeah, but the whole western side of Washington is pretty the same.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Minus a bunch of the hick places. I actually just remembered that I think Morgan yelled at me about making fun of somebody in Enumclaw. I think it was the dude that got raped, or he was like fucking a horse, and the horse.
What?
Horse one, dog.
We talked about it on the show. I think it was on the one that Nakomi was on. There was a horse, and it like ruptured his colon, and he died.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was an Enumclaw, and I made some crack on Enumclaw because it fucking sucks. No offense, Morgan, but Morgan, of course, points out Morgan's one of my favorite people who watches or like listens or whatever, because she'll like write me comments clearly as she's listening to like the whole episode. So
Point
like
by point.
yeah,
This
she'll
is
like
like
search
search class?
it over and over, and it's. I mean, I appreciate it. Like I appreciate anybody giving any sort of feedback. I still baffled any of you want to listen to this shenanigans.
True.
But we are going to do a live one, so that'll be
Dope.
more cooler. I actually have just finally, kind of last night and this morning, figured out the good way, the correct way of doing that to make it effective. We'll just have to plan it out and let people know ahead of time. Because there's a bunch of people that want to interact, which I'm fine with.
That would be cool.
It's just hard to do when you're just
Well,
recording a podcast.
Even after it's live, don't you still get to save it? And you can still upload
Yes. The only thing that I haven't figured out entirely yet is if we do it on YouTube, it saves to YouTube. But I don't know if I can save it beyond that. I know I could pull the audio back down.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, I want to be able to put it on Facebook and shit. And I
If
don't
it
know.
saves to YouTube, can you just share the video?
Yes, but when you share YouTube videos on Facebook, Facebook buries them now. So if you ever look, this is like the super cool test. I did it the other day just to see like how bad it really was. I posted the exact same status, but one had a YouTube link and one didn't. And then I put the YouTube link. I was like, I'm gonna put the YouTube link for this in the comments, and I put it in the comments. And I posted one day apart, just like a 24-hour period apart. And I put just the YouTube link one first. And I said this, I said what I was gonna say with the YouTube link in it, posted it. It got 2 reactions. No comments, no anything, 2 reactions. The next day I posted the exact same thing, said,
Status.
hey, YouTube shit will be in the comments, and that one had like 17
What?
and a couple comments. Yeah, so Facebook buries YouTube stuff now. They bury SoundCloud. That's the one thing about SoundCloud that sucks too, is if you ever look, like you'll see if you post a link to an outside source now, you get way less interaction.
Well, I think it's because they want everybody to use their stuff. Because I mean,
Yeah,
you
no,
click on
it's
one
great.
video and it suddenly has like 7
Yeah,
below it, and you can
playlist.
just
yeah,
keep going.
Yeah, it totally makes sense if they do it. I'm just saying, like now that I see that it does that,
Yeah, for
it
sure.
makes it hard to put stuff across numerous platforms at the same time.
Do you think you could live stream from both sources?
I haven't. So the software that I'm trying to use, I don't think will allow that. But there are people that are saying, I just want you to know the AC just
Kyler,
turned
did you
off.
hear the AC?
Yeah, I hear it.
It's
Holy
weird.
crap.
Super
It's so quiet.
But the software that I'm using, I don't think you can do that. I haven't figured it out for sure. It doesn't seem like you can. But if we do it on Facebook Live,
I feel like you could
can
save
record it.
live and add it to YouTube after.
I think I can record it while I stream it.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's for sure. Sten, what's on your phone?
What?
What's on your background of your phone?
On peasantry.
Okay, from right here, it looked like a small child. I was like, what? Why do you have like a baby on your thing? It was like a toddler.
Dude, Tristan is a small child. Look at her.
Yep.
Tristan's awesome. She's not a small child. She puts up with Sten.
She calls Justin a child. Wait, you're turning 22, you child.
Oh, poor Justin.
He's like 9 months younger than her.
Right. Back in my day, boy. Oh, okay.
Back in Nam.
What are some of the other things that you wanted to talk about, Kyler? You
Um,
had some stuff. I don't remember. I honestly, I was listening. I just don't remember what they were.
yeah, I mean, everyone wanting to move out of Utah that they say during their...
There are a lot of people that say they want to move. The cool part, this sounds so stupid, but like
I encourage
every
it.
time that somebody goes to Washington and then says how fucking amazing it is, I'm like, yep,
Fucking told ya.
told you. like JJ today, I think he'd been to Washington before, but it was like he didn't spend any actual time doing anything. He
Yeah.
was there doing something. And this time, I think he went up just as a vacation, and they went and they did like mostly touristy stuff, but in
But
their
that's, like, the
travels, well, in their travels, like you end up seeing a bunch of other shit too, just by default. And he
And
was
if you
saying
live
how
there, you can
badass
do
it
tourist
was.
shit.
In fact, I think his fiance actually said like we're moving here, like they want to go there that bad. Which I mean, he seemed into. I don't live in their relationship. It's not my business.
Yeah.
But
I think I would encourage everybody who's like, oh, I want to get out of Utah, like, then do it. Like, just fucking do it.
I just want people to experience other stuff as a whole. Like go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And do. And people always, like that. I don't do tourist stuff at all. Like I'm not into tourist anything. But I tell people like you should go on vacation and not do tourist stuff. Like you should just go fuck around. Like go do whatever. I don't even care what it is. Like you can go drive and see like weird shit, or you can rent ATVs and go fuck around wherever. Like, don't go do the stuff. I mean,
Attractions.
like, yeah, like if you want to see tourist stuff, there's a YouTube video. Just watch the YouTube video. Like, go there and experience something else. Because I'm telling you right now, the shit that goes on around tourist stuff, those are just more people like you. You know what I mean? Like, it might not be exactly the same as you, but like, they're all just trying to experience tourist stuff.
Yeah, they're not locals.
Yeah.
They're there to do things.
You're not learning anything about the area based on the statue that you went and looked at. You know, like it's just not that cool. Except that gum wall. If you go to the gum wall in Seattle, and I know that sounds really stupid, but there's. Have you seen it?
Gross. I've never understood the whole idea.
I don't. I think it started as like just people putting gum somewhere. I think it turned into like full-on shenanigans. Where the gum wall, which a big portion of it's gone now, the city actually like pressure washed it all out.
Dude, that'd be so nasty.
Fuck that job.
Yeah,
Fuck
for
that
real.
job. That's gross.
Well, it's not like they're like hanging out and like squeegeeing with their face or something. Like they're pressure washing it.
What's on the books for today, Mark? Oh, Steve, you're gonna go pressure wash all the gum off. What? No.
It's old gum. It's
Where'd
like
all the gum
it's
go?
not
Like, you can't just shoot it off.
Dude, I've seen
Well, I'm sure
some
they, like,
ugly ass
shoveled it
people
up.
chew gum, and I just don't want to imagine anything about those ugly ass people.
I don't care what they look like. I don't
Like-
want their fucking gum.
Yeah, there's a germs.
Bro, it's like gum from like years ago. It's not like. I mean, there's new gum too. Don't get it twisted. Like there's brand new gum. There's gum you could grab and still chew and get a little spearmint out of if you want.
Yeah.
Stan.
when the property's real.
It's not done yet.
Grab your Android, grab some gum.
Got some blue.
No, but I'm saying
Both are green.
I'm saying that place always has like weird shit going on around it, and those are a lot of like local people, and not necessarily the ones putting gum on that wall, but like that's where it came from. Was
Yeah.
local people.
And I think that's something like you totally see because when I go down to New Orleans, I always hit up the touristy stuff because like the new people who are with me
Yeah, they
always want to
do.
go, and I'm like, I can pack this all into half a day.
Yeah, let's
we're gonna see the
blaze through
cemetery.
this.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
see Jackson Square. We're gonna hit it all.
All those racist ass places you want to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like throw up that flag.
Ugh,
So hit
God.
that, but I mean, like, it's super different if you go from there to, like, actually what you, like, when I work there, I'm actually in, obviously, local people's houses, getting to know what they do and stuff, and that's always what I find something to be super cool, I guess you could say, because it's, like, I'm not going for touristy stuff, I actually get to know the culture, like, actually know it,
Yeah.
and that's something I enjoy, and that's why, like, I would encourage people to actually go.
Sorry.
You can't make it not. Did you just drop it?
Looked at me. No, that was you slamming your bottle on something.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was my chair moving.
All right.
chair
It
kinda
wasn't
clicked.
fucking me. I know that. I don't make any sounds when I'm supposed to.
Oh, okay. Fucking Saint Sean over there.
I'm gonna get a jersey that says
Bangs
that.
keyboard.
Mr. Steal Your Wheels. Hashtag Saint Sean.
That's awesome. Don't judge me.
Not judging. 10
All
out of 10
right, we
about
have to
it.
pick a new topic. I don't want to talk about why Utah is not as cool as other places.
Dude, you guys said car drama. Why not car drama?
No, it's always car drama, and not even that. It's not really car drama. I guess we've like discussed like some random shit, like best wheel thing was discussed briefly, but we're talking about a lot of.
Dude, we could hit Phil's if we wanted. We could talk about what we talked about at dinner, like briefly of.
Oh, what about the
Dating.
Sarah Hawk question?
Or that?
The internet dating one?
The
Wait,
internet
what are
date-
you talking about that we
the
touched
one
on briefly? At
we
dinner?
touched briefly on dinner about dating girls who have kids.
Oh, well, this is like a preference thing. Like that's not really. I mean,
Well, I know all of us have done it, so I think it'd be kind of.
Fuck, we all have.
it's not. This none of it. It's not a discussion though. Really, to me, like it's just like.
Yeah, no, it's not like super discussion, but
All right,
here, how about this? Let's
is
break it down
make
to
or
like.
break?
Yeah, is it a make or break, or would you, if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm in this situation," would you encourage it or not?
I would say that there's way too many variables to discuss it like in depth. So my general rule has always been like I don't encourage. Well, it's not true. All right, if you're just out there trying to collect, if you're trying to go out and smash girls, and that's your goal, no kids. My vote has always been no kids.
Accurate.
Because kids are going to be the priority to their mom, which they should be. I'm not discouraging that ever.
Even if they're not, that's not a good sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if they're not the priority, then they're probably a shitty person.
Somebody will watch Timmy. Let's go smash on the couch. What?
But for me, it's like it's not a make or break thing if there's an interest beyond just like smashing a girl out. You know what I mean? I would say that there's like every situation's different, so the complications that could come from it suck. You know what I mean? Like if the baby daddy's in the picture,
whatever,
well, I'm saying like if the baby dad in the picture and he's like not cool with a new dude being in the picture, whatever your role might be at the time, you know, whether you're like stepping into like play dad, you know what I mean, or just being like girl's boyfriend who she also has a kid, you know, like you're not really involved and like the dude still hates you and wants to fight you or whatever. I just think that there's lots of, like I said, there's way too many variables to cover it as like a blanket, don't do this or do this. Unless it's the smashing thing, like if you're just trying to fuck, it's not a single mom. Like there's, one of our mutual friends seems to think that it's easier. Well, he probably doesn't now, I think, because he's ironically, but
so real.
He used to be like, no, because like those are the girls that like want to like schedule dick because they don't have the time. And it's like, yeah, okay, but you're now scheduling smash sessions with one person, and it's like, if I'm having to schedule 3 different girls in a week, scheduling makes sense. If I'm trying to get one girl in a week, like I'm not trying to schedule it.
You're using a shift
Keyword
app?
trying.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm just, I guess it's weird now just knowing like his situation, but like, the whole thing. Not even talking shit, like whatever. He seems super happy, so I'm not
like, no, guess again.
like watch this.
Well, what's the Sarah Hall question?
It says,
Is it the Bush one? I'm just
oh,
fucking
it's
with
the
you.
internet dating one. It kind of relates to this.
Oh, okay.
If it's an organized bush, it's approved. If it's not approved. There's the facts.
What is your view on internet dating? Do you find it's easier to quote unquote pick up on girls at like a bar, or is internet dating just a waste of time in your opinion?
Well, hard thing is, like, none of us go to a bar, so.
I don't like bars at all. But I think he's just using it.
I
as
have
an
literally
example to
never
compare.
hit on a girl at like a bar, to be super clear. There's never been a time like, hey, what's up? That's never happened. But internet dating for me has become way too loose of a term, because when you say internet dating to me, I'm still applying it to like a dude on
Like Plenty of Fish or something.
yeah, like a dating site or whatever.
Or like Facebook's turned into internet dating. You can find somebody
Yeah,
like,
here's the thing. Like, I'm telling you right now, Facebook and Instagram, I have pulled like an uncomfortable amount of vagina from, and it's not internet dating. It's like that's your way of talking to somebody, like introducing yourself,
Initial
even
connection.
indirectly.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
you know, you can make the dumb shit where it's like liking their pictures and all the things that people say aren't real. Which let me clear this up real quick, because I actually got this discussion with somebody the other day. When a guy is liking most of girls' pictures, comments, whatever, and like saying shit
What does
on
it
them,
mean?
the dude's into her.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what any of you guys say. No, I just liked her.
Yep.
Shut up. No, you don't, because you don't do that to every girl on your shit.
yeah, no.
And
Absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, the second that girl displays that she's not interested in you, you stop liking her shit.
Absolutely.
Every fucking time.
Dude. Absolutely.
And what's funny is like
Who would deny?
I've
For
been,
real.
there's people that deny it. Trust me, because I've been
Well,
with,
yeah,
I've been
but-
with girls that have been like, I'll see those type of actions from other dudes, and I'll tell them, I'll be like, hey, like this dude's obviously no, like, okay, I was that fucking guy a year ago, and now we're banging out. Like, I fucking know.
Want to know how I know?
Yeah.
Because I fucking know.
Yeah, because I fucking do it.
The thing I find weird is, like, why aren't dudes willing to just be like, oh, yeah, I find her attractive? Like, if you do, then just do it. If you try
Right?
to beat
Like,
around
why
the...
hide it?
If you try to hide it, you're like, oh, no, dude, like, we're just...
whatever,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It's like, no, dude, just be like, it doesn't even matter. Like, if you know, like, the person's banged them out, just be like, yeah, I find them attractive. Like, what are they going to do? Like, oh, we found the same person attractive. Oh, you're retarded.
Right.
Like,
So
no.
afraid of
Oh, you're talking about like guys
desperate
getting
or
mad at
whatever.
other guys, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that
Well,
type
just,
of
like,
stuff.
afraid
Or
of getting,
even in
like,
general,
called out
like,
for it.
yeah.
Not even like a fight or anything. It's like, yeah, getting
Basically,
called
it's
out
like,
for it.
let's say you know you're super friend zoned, you have no chance, so it's like you're normal, but then you see Billy Bob over here who's liking all of her stuff, and you're like, oh, this dude's trying to get with it. It's like, dude's gonna be like, oh,
You
no
can make
one
fun of
says.
it all you want.
He's
but
trying to
you just got
cockblock
done
hella
doing
hard.
it. You
Yeah.
just gave up doing it.
Yeah, exactly, and, like,
true.
you're gonna be like,
failed.
Oh, no, I don't. Oh, no, I'm not. It's like, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Not only that, I did the same.
yeah.
I thought you were saying it like on the other end, where you were like, afraid to tell a girl that she's hot.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, what? No, that's the best thing to ever do.
Yeah,
Like, and you don't post it in public.
Nope.
You just slyly make some weird comment about it and you think that she's attractive.
or you do what Tristan doesn't say in Swedish.
Yeah,
slide in that.
shouts to Tristan sliding in. She wasn't even sliding in DM. She was doing it hella
Come on,
public
man,
in
that's-
another language.
Yep.
And it worked. Look at you. Everything's fine.
Dude, I'm about it.
Lockdown.
Locked down.
Just think about it.
Tristan's the thing is, like, Tristan's way more awesome for doing that.
Yeah,
than
that's-
doing it any other way.
That's so much, that's
It's
so much
so-
effort.
She
Sure,
says that
dude.
she went and Google translated it. to be able to write it, bro. Like,
That means she should have went Googled Sten, was like, okay, what's the root of this? She's like, oh, it's from Norway or whatever.
Effort.
She's like,
So
no
much
Swedish,
effort was
whatever.
made,
Yeah,
'cause
she's like,
I don't like
oh, let's
go
do
out
this.
and broadcast
Yeah,
that. All.
no.
Research. Yeah, research.
She's
is done.
10 out of 10. Was like,
I
where
feel
does
like,
this name
I
come
feel
from?
like people need this explained because we're sitting here talking about it and nobody has any idea.
True.
You want to explain it, Stan?
That's just the first like internet contact that I had with the girl that I'm dating now.
And she found out that your
I guess for my
heritage,
name,
I guess, is
she-
not.
Kind of like assumed my heritage was
Right.
Swedish, which is close,
Right.
but not really what it is.
But if you ask any American, they wouldn't know the difference. So it's real
True.
close.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's on it. Yeah, and she like looked up. I don't even remember what it was, but looked up something to say in Swedish and like commented it, and I was just like, I ignored it.
Yeah, because like this
didn't know what it was.
this fool barely speaks English. He doesn't know any other languages. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, like, the courage came when she had to, like, message you and be like,
Yes.
okay, ignore me. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, she like,
Like-
messaged me pretending to be mad, and I'm just like, what? I was lost. I was
You're like, hold up, cute blonde, what are you talking about?
And turns out
Why is this-
all of that was.
why
in
is this
Swedish. Did
really-
you ever go back and like look at what any of it meant, or did she tell you?
I did see it, and like, even when I saw the comment, I was just like, that's obviously in another language. Like,
I
don't
know, but
what's
did you ever
going
go
on.
find out what the comment? I know she said the one.
Well,
like
that's
she
what-
told
that's-
us tonight
yeah.
at dinner that she said.
I don't know what it
you're
was
hot or
because
something.
when she posted it, obviously I'm gonna Google it. I'm not gonna ask her about it, so I Googled it and nothing came up for it. So I was like, this is just gibberish, and I let it go.
She fucked up the translation. No, it fucking worked though. Look
Whatever
at you.
she found was just not
Dude,
related.
it's like,
to anything.
I want to lick your hairy asshole. And you're like, oh, yes.
you Google it, that comes up.
Why are you guys making Tristan sound terrible now?
She's not, she's dope.
Tristan's super awesome.
Stan, why are you drinking 5 iced teas? Why?
Because Tristan's trying to get peed on hella.
Dude, her joke delivery is just like too good. Like
Well-
I like to say that I
Oh,
have like
yeah.
a dry sense of humor, but she will like
No, she
she'll
Yeah,
tell.
the
she
problem
told-
is-
she told the dude checking like ID at the bar. She like did like the joke like, oh, it's fake. Way too good, and he like took it seriously and wanted her to leave. Like
He's
she's
like trying
too
to
good
peel
at
shit
it.
off the back of it and shit. He's like, wait, what? No, she said that shit tonight about like you peeing on her or whatever. But then like
Everyone's
Every-
faces
no,
were
like-
priceless. JJ had no idea.
I
that it
knew
was, like,
that
a
she
joke,
was
and he was like,
joking.
"Oh fuck."
I knew that she was joking, but then she like sat there, and
That's
like
what I mean.
there was
Dude,
the
I
nervousness.
thought she was,
and I
like,
was like
serious.
I was like, okay,
I thought
Tristan,
she was.
you have to laugh now.
I know.
Like, if you don't laugh
she
now,
stays dead serious, dude. Like her eye, there's not even like a glitter.
Like,
in her
we've
eye,
all
dude.
done it, so I mean, like, I was like, wow, this is the first chick who openly talks about it. This is interesting.
Wait, we haven't all done it. Then you peed on somebody?
No.
Oh, okay, me and Sean have then.
Oh fuck. We were gonna avoid all these topics and stuff. If I
know,
remember.
it always leads back to this shit. Just
Can't
when
avoid.
I thought I was out, they dragged me back in.
Did we answer this, Sarah? Oh, so internet dating. I just think. I mean, I'm not on like the sites. You know, like the. I think you assholes actually
think that
encouraged
shit
me to get the
seems too
apps for it at one point,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Tinder and
Yeah.
Dude, Tinder,
Bumble?
didn't you pull some? Yeah,
Tinder and
Bumble.
yeah, Tinder was fast. Tinder was easy.
Fuck yeah.
Tinder was stupid. Tinder's
Tinder
honestly
is
like
stupid.
if you have the Tinder app on your phone for more than a month and you haven't touched somebody of the opposite sex, assuming that's your goal, you're not ever going to.
Dude, that sounds
Yeah,
like
that's accurate.
Sean when he plays COD. He's like, easy, easy.
I just
Dude,
no, like it was
unfair.
It's like there's like no effort involved. It's because I mean, let's be real, Tinder's a hookup app. And,
It's a
and I
super
think-
efficient algorithm for
I-
doing the same thing
Right,
that
and I
trying
think-
to meet people in the bar does.
I think
And
one of
yeah.
the things that we covered at some other point was that like there are girls out there that just want to fuck. Just like there's guys that just want to fuck.
Yeah.
And Tinder, what has done is like brought all those people together.
Exactly.
And it, a huge increase in STDs and all sorts of negative things have come
True.
from it. But I'm saying if you want to touch somebody of the opposite sex, it's a super simple way.
But
especially
orgasms
if you're
are
a dude.
happiness, so
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm not mad about them ever.
Yep.
But then, like, internet dating beyond that, like, because is internet dating in those apps? Like, is that? It's not internet dating to me.
No,
Internet dating to me is like
Plenty of
Match.com,
Fish, Match,
or yeah,
yeah.
like Plenty of Fish is one of them.
Something more meaningful. Is
Yeah,
your
you have like a
definition?
fucking profile that doesn't say like, look at my fucking Instagram and
Yeah.
send me tit pics.
I think
or
a
whatever.
thing is back in the, like, I'm assuming here a little bit, but back in the day there was actual community activities, like to go out and do things to meet people. Like, I'm not saying there isn't now, but I mean, that was kind of like the point of those community activities.
You're saying like before internet, like
Yeah,
shit.
before internet,
Yeah.
like you would have
Like the singles ward.
yeah, basically that stuff, or you'd have like
I have the funniest singles word story
so
ever.
Forced. So forced.
I have the worst singles words. Go ahead.
what? No,
No,
we're all
go ahead.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, you know, when they had like dances and stuff like that, yada yada. That's like how people met.
Oh, like
Or-
when you're
That's what
growing up, yeah.
I think we actually kind of like touched on this. You had a question that somebody asked on Facebook about like why people like hookup culture exists, and I was like, because now you can communicate with people all over. And,
Internet
like,
hookup
you don't
culture,
have
yeah.
to fucking go to a dance. You don't have to go
Yeah,
to
exactly.
the fucking, you know, whatever that people used to hang out at blanking, like pool halls. I remember pool halls used to be like a huge thing that like,
Yeah,
even
like
when I was in
bowling
high
alleys
school
and stuff.
like when I was in high school, like when the internet was just like first cracking off, like we'd go to pool halls and try to get pussy all the time. I remember specific pool halls, like that was the whole goal.
I think
Going-
internet dating's just added everything in life gets quicker and like
Efficiency.
faster, and the
Yeah.
efficiency. Like, if I find you attractive, I can straight up A, like all your crap, B, I could comment on it, or C, I can just be like, message you, be like, hey, you're attractive.
You could throw hella shade at other dudes doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then I
I'm
can
saying.
then I can go double standard on everybody. Hashtag my Utah side's coming out.
Big old hypocrite, yeah.
No, I don't. Have you guys? You guys have never gone to a singles ward. I'm
Never.
sure.
No.
Okay, to be super clear about this, I'm not LDS at all.
Really?
I was. Somebody bet me that I wouldn't start going to a singles ward, and because I'm not an idiot, I started going to a singles ward that was right by the University of Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, smart.
And so that way I'm not stuck with like actual Mormons. I'm stuck with like transition Mormons, like or Mormons that like just happen to come to school here.
Cool Mormons, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to rake up my potential because actually that's not true.
Did you wear like dress up, or, like
No.
button
So
up
this
and
is the
everything?
this is the
Oh.
fucked up thing, and I swear to God, like I've literally never told this story in a capacity that anybody would ever repeat it, and now I'm just gonna blast through it. So it's whatever.
Hell yeah.
I pretended to be a return missionary because those bitches love return missionaries.
Yeah, they
And-
think it's like a medal or something. dude.
Yeah, well, and it's like in that culture, it's like a big deal. You know what I mean? And girls like think it's a huge turn on.
Well, it's kind of like girls who like military
I
dudes.
was just
that are
gonna
like,
say it's like
yeah.
a returned veteran. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't feel bad. I mean, like, if
Stolen valor.
Yeah, pretending to be a veteran would be,
For real.
pretending to be a veteran would be super shitty. To me,
Shitty.
pretending to be a returned missionary. First of all, it was really hard because I couldn't. I don't want to say I couldn't be myself, but it was like I had to like.
Well, yeah, you can check.
I had to edit my life.
Yeah,
a
you can
lot.
check shit.
And I kind of
Who's
had
your
to.
bishop?
I don't remember. I had. You know what's funny?
Exactly.
No,
We all know that.
At the time, I had it down packed,
You
and
had
I
an
had
identity.
I had where I had gone. I knew
my
I had like made up. Well, I had
Dude,
a dude.
did you get a name badge and
I had
everything?
a dude that was going no because like only
Nobody
missionaries,
really has-
like return missionaries don't wear that shit.
It's as there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or I assume they don't. I don't know. Nobody ever asked me. I'm gonna assume they didn't. But I had a dude doing it with me, and I told them that we became good friends on our mission because we were both from two different places. And the cool part was he was also from somewhere else, and so like I could be like, yeah, I was from Seattle, and like I did my mission, blank blank, and we made up like our
yeah,
a
'cause
bishop's
you're out of
name.
town.
We had all sorts of shit. And the funniest part, I remember when I made up my bishop's name, I did it out of nowhere. Like I just raw dogged it out of
Yeah.
nowhere, and it was like super, like obviously a Jewish person's name. Like it was like it ended in Witz. You know what I'm saying? It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
Lamarkowitz or some shit like that. And I was like, and I said it, and I was like, well, I'm pot committed. Like I can't.
Oops.
Yeah, I can't back out of that. And I mean, it worked. Like to be fair, like it was a bet, and that sounds shitty when I say it out loud. And I thought that it was going to be a lot harder. than it was.
I thought there was going to be a challenge to this game.
I thought it was well because I think
Cheat
I
codes.
think maybe at least Sten or maybe Kyler both know about the missionary who ended up coming to my house. And I made it like a goal of mine. I was like, I feel like I could smash out this one hot missionary.
What the fuck?
You don't
Yeah,
know
I
about
remember
this?
this.
You do remember this?
Yeah.
And like, sure enough, within I think it was like 2 weeks, she was texting me, which I'm told that they're like they have phones, but it's like
It's
super limited
I
communication.
think it's changed
or
like
something.
now because too many people are getting homesickness and stuff. So like that's why they've allowed them to keep phones and stuff. But it's supposed to be for like promoting the church and stuff only, is my understanding. But
Yeah,
back
she,
then,
like-
no.
I got this girl ended up. This girl gave me like something because they were having like a neighborhood like
Social.
yeah, I think it was actually called
I think that's a
neighborhood-
Mormon thing to
yeah,
say,
like a
yeah.
social or something like that. It was like a block party, you know, like the equivalent of like a block party
Yeah.
for normal people. And she was like, "Yeah, you should come by," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll maybe." And the answer is hard no.
Hard
like
maybe.
I'm never going to that ever. But she wrote down her number on the back of this like piece of paper the second time because she came by and like, you know, if you're a missionary and you come to my house, I'm gonna sit there and ask you a bunch of questions that will make you uncomfortable, and I know you can't answer.
Was this
about your
Utah or
religion.
Vegas?
No, this was in Utah.
Oh, sick.
And wait, Vegas? I didn't live in Vegas, but I only go to Vegas.
Oh, I thought. Oh,
No,
you
this
lived in
was
SoCal for a
this
bit.
was in
Never mind.
Harriman, man. And like, this girl came by. There was like two female missionaries, one hot, one not. And I was like, this girl's kind of like, she seems like she could be potentially kind of cool. And I mean, she's still wearing like, you know, like Mormon garb.
Garments.
You know what? No, well, yeah.
Magic pajamas.
She actually was wearing Jesus jammies the
Jesus
first
jammies.
time that rocked out. But
Hell yeah.
Nice.
it took me
2 weeks. That's a long
no,
time
it took me
for Sean.
no, it took me longer than that. It took me I want to say like a month and a half to like to go from when we met to when I got my dick wet. I hate that term and I don't know why I just said it. But that was like
Whole point is let my dick breathe. He's like,
but
"Oh,
that
my
was
dick
like
wet."
but that was like
Wet.
well after like I thought that there was potential there because I had already gone through this whole singles word thing and it was way easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Which it seems like I know it's end up telling stories that make me sound super shitty, but
No,
it's whatever.
just-
It's real life. Like I guess if
Yeah.
if you're offended by reality, you should probably
How
not be
humans
listening to
are.
this anyway. God, I hate when the AC turns off. So quiet. Is there any other questions on Sarah?
No, that was the only like new one.
What was the Bush one? Harry something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
man pubes and.
Is it only about guys?
I mean, I guess I don't have it pulled up right now. Give me a sec.
That's what she said. Because if it's about guys, like that's gonna be hard for me to answer. I mean, I guess I
Strap-on,
can
that's what
I
he's
can
talking about.
explain like random shit. You can't talk about strap-ons. We already covered that in episode 5.
No, that's what you just said. That's what she said, and Stan looked at
Oh.
me. I was like, because she's grabbing the strap on.
Oh, she might be. I don't judge you out loud. Did you
No
find it yet?
judgment here. This is Planet Fitness of the podcast.
I'm afraid to hit my keyboard, or I'm afraid to hit anything on here because I don't want to stop recording and fuck it up like last time. Well, our last episode.
Man
kinda-
pubes, full Yeti, Wookie, Bin Laden, beard, trimmed and tidy or smooth, clean as a baby's ass. Some bitches like the hair, I guess.
Okay.
Not smooth. Like that makes you look like you're a 5.
Kyler, you're saying that because you're hairy as fuck, first of all.
Fuck yeah, I am.
I'm gonna say like this, like I think been with a variety. I've never been with a girl that's like, I want you to have the most hair on your balls possible. That's never happened.
Balls, yeah, no.
Yeah. Most girls want limited hair in and around their mouth.
Pube
But-
area for sure.
There's a new girl in my life, I guess we'll say. I don't know the right way of explaining this right
Yeah.
now, but she's like way into like body hair, not like hairy balls, but like I've been with numerous girls that are like, I don't like body hair at all.
Yeah.
None. Shave your chest. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
that much. And this girl's like, no, don't shave your chest. Like I want to be able to like run my fingers through your chest hair. And so,
I'm also currently growing a chest forest.
oh yeah, because Tristan's into that's right. You told me about that. So.
yeah.
I would say, I mean, if this is some dude asking for like grooming tips, if you have a huge fucking bush, nobody wants to be around.
You got to do what you like and then be okay with that
Yeah.
until you find someone worth doing something else for.
I was always shave my balls, trim my pubes, and that was like solid. Never had like anybody was like,
For
you
comfort,
should do that
right?
different. Yeah,
You
I don't
liked
like.
it,
Yeah. But like girl wise, that always seemed to be like.
That's the
Pretty
consensus. I
acceptable.
feel like.
Yeah,
it
like
wasn't
that's
like
the
a
one.
complaint.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
nobody who was like, oh, you should do this different.
You're never gonna have a girl be like, "Oh, you have hair down there," or if they do, you're like, oh, "Okay, you're one of the few that don't like hair
I
that
do,
we
but
found
I
out."
maybe could not.
Yeah, like found
Turns out I can get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turns out getting it all back is a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
Growing chest hair is like I'm old. I should be able to do
I'm
this
old.
pretty effectively. But I'd always been like, get rid of my chest hair because nobody likes it. And then this girl comes along. She's like, I love chest hair more than anything. I'm like, oh shit, all right. Like, well, fuck. Wish you would have told me that a week ago.
Start growing today. What is he building in there?
dude, the nipple hair though always grows so much faster. It's like a little
Yeah.
ring. Around.
No,
What is
no. So that's a fucked up thing. So I actually looked into that at one point because I was always confused.
Sean and
No.
his things.
Dude, I like learning.
I have one
I
hair
love
on my
it.
shoulder that grows really dark.
It's
Dude,
because
I
there's
don't know.
fucking
on my
cancer
arms.
there.
Yeah.
Bro, you should check into it. That's a real thing
One
too.
follicle that grows.
So, no, there's like the hair on your nipple does not grow faster. Around your nipple does not grow faster, but it grows in the same pattern every time. The rest of your chest hair doesn't. So when hair comes out and it curls and it goes different directions, your nipple hair always goes the same way, and that's why you think it gets longer. Yeah, I used to think the same thing. I totally found that out. Like I want to say this like 3 or 4 months ago now. That I was like, man, that's so. And I don't know why we're talking about hairy nipples.
So
at
like
this
the
point.
other hair kind of gets like has to thicken up.
The other hair doesn't have any definition to it as
Like it
far as
doesn't
like a
have the-
pattern. It
yeah.
doesn't go a certain way. The hair around your nipple grows around your nipple, and it goes the same way every time. Weird.
Is everybody set a certain way? Is everybody
I don't
clockwise,
think it's.
counterclockwise?
I mean, I don't
like,
know.
I swear mine the grain is like down.
like, does nipple hair come up and go around, or does it like go, like, does it circle, or are you saying like it like full
The best
circle?
part
or,
is,
like,
this is all on camera, and Kyler's
I think
Is it
all
like
my
this?
hair just kind of like
Yo.
grains down.
just straight
So
down.
like if you
Is
shave
it
up, it's
straight,
uncomfortable. Yeah, it's basically straight.
and it grows
It's not
straight down.
Super curly, yeah.
Well, mine's not super curly, but it's definitely not
This
like
one
Asian.
goes
And
Oh,
most
right.
of it's light. Like not a lot of my hair is very dark. It's weird.
That's because you're.
dude, my
you're
nipple
Swedish.
hair.
Yeah.
Is your nipple hair darker than the rest of the hair?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
definitely.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not fucked up. Yay.
No, you are. You just
Shut
have
up,
okay
Sean.
nipple hair.
It'd help if you had nipples.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
If
nipple.
you had fucking nipple.
Long titty, no nipple having ass bitch.
Story of my life.
Dude, that
And
saying
it's-
always reminds me of Parker. He's the best at it.
What is there anything else that you cucks want to talk about? We didn't talk about anything specific, so that's cool. I
It was a
like
good
that.
freestyle.
Just raw dogged it. What?
You need to touch on like battle rap,
Why?
cause like you're one of the very few people I know that actually likes battle rap.
Yeah, but you realize that means that nobody else wants to hear about it, right?
Well, it's like a curiosity thing.
They're.
Okay, here, just answer these few things.
Okay.
When did you first get into battle rap?
Oh shit!
Yeah. Okay. No. Think about that one. So like just 3. What? So when you got into it, what made you stay with it? Like to continue to follow it, and like what? That basically this will go with that second one, but what's something that has made you stick with it?
So, I've always, since I was like a little kid, I listened to like rap, and I had
Yeah.
2 older brothers. I had 9 and 10-year-old older brother, or 9 and 10-year-old older, whatever that 9 and 10 years older.
Your
brothers.
senior, yeah.
They're old. Shouts to Jeff, by the way, who listened to the podcast and got super offended. One of my brothers. So that sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the contractor one?
No, he's the dude in like Colorado, and he heard
Oh,
the
the
first
chef?
episode and was super mad and told my mom about it. And shit. I don't know. It was super weird.
He told mom.
Well, he wasn't like tattling. He was just like, yeah, I listened to it. Like, I'd never listen to that again. And I was like, oh, all right. He's not our target demographic, so that's cool. But I listened to, rap back in the day. I remember as like a little kid having an NWA tape.
Yeah.
Like I mean, when I say little kid, I'm talking like a 6-7-year-old kid who had like gangster rap. And
police.
Oh my.
and man, I don't remember how old I was, but I was super, super young to be listening to that type of shit, especially. And like, that was back when, a kid couldn't go buy like
Yeah.
like adult music, like rated R music. You couldn't. You had to be 17 to buy like
I remember
explicit lyrics albums.
Yeah. And
I got exposed to battle rap, I think, via Scribble Jam, which most people aren't going to have any idea what that is. It's a freestyle rap battle to beats. Some of like today's like greatest battle rappers have done it. Like Immaculate won it. Thesaurus won it 2 times. I mean, there's plenty of people who have won it that are still battle rapping today. But this is old. I mean, this is back in like 2000. Idea, like lots of people know Idea. He's dead now, but he went and he did Blaze battles on, I want to say it was HBO, which is like a similar format. They saw the kind of like the how battle rap was progressing, and HBO kind of took it over and tried to make their own thing, and it was pretty successful. They had this like nerdy skater white kid that came on and like shit on everybody on Blaze battles, and they weren't even really close. You know what I mean? Like it was very, very one-sided. And once that, I mean, like, you know, I was a spoiled kid or whatever, so we had like HBO and Showtime and all like the shit. So like I would see the HBO Blaze battles, and like I'd try to talk to my friends about them, and they're like, "What? Like I don't even have HBO. Like I can't see that." I'm like, "Oh,
Come
all
through,
right."
fam.
yeah.
I like the thing about battle rap, and I don't know if this makes me sound shitty or not, because I think kind of everybody likes it for the same thing, but their ability to talk shit is second to none.
Oh yeah.
Like
for
their
real.
ability to like tear apart somebody's character, whether it's what they're wearing, what they've done. You know, Caustic is notorious for like ruining marriages.
Caustic and Savage.
Yeah, I mean, like some of these guys, like there's dudes have literally gotten divorces after they lost a battle to a dude because a dude pointed out a bunch of fucked up shit about him. And you know, there's people that have gotten in fights, and there's people that have gotten, you know, like jumped by people afterwards because of shit that they said. And the thing is, you know, like
Talking
anybody
about
who
you,
knows
Mac
me,
Lethal.
the thing is, like, people who know me know that like shit talking is like a thing that comes super natural to me. Like I can just do it.
Oh really? I had no idea.
I try to reel it in, especially a lot now. Like it's, you know, I'll do it with friends and shit, but like
Yeah.
I try to reel it in just in general now, just because I actually don't have a reason. I just stopped.
Well, the blunt not having to be an asshole thing. But anyways, back to it.
Yeah. But like I've always admired that. Like I've admired their ability to like come up with shit off the top of their fucking head and just throw it in somebody's face, and for it to impact, like for it to hit. They're not just be like, "You're fat," you know, like whatever to a dude that's 360 pounds.
Extra witty.
It's like, oh, cool. But there's like, you know, these battlers. I know that Roan had a battle against Big T where he makes fat jokes for like basically 3 full rounds, but they're super creative, super funny, and it's like a viral video on Facebook. You know, it had millions and millions of views. And what's funny is like people give somebody like Roan credit. Like Roan is a dude, like he went to Penn State. He was captain of the debate team. Like he was like the editor of the high school or the college paper. Like this is not an uneducated
I feel like
fucking.
a lot of them like that are actually good like start.
Yeah,
with something like
they'll have
that.
some sort of. Well, this sounds. A lot of the white ones do. Like white battle rappers are my favorite battle rappers, and it's not like a racial thing. I feel
They're
like
just witty.
yeah, I just feel like a lot of the, you know, especially like East Coast, a lot of like the black battle rappers rely on gun bars and shit that they're not doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, like busting caps and making $50,000 a battle and all this shit that never fucking goes on.
But it's almost like a white battle rapper should be an underdog, but they're
The white battle
ready
rappers,
for
I
it.
think, for a long time were underdogs to everybody, and they're not now. They're not at all. And I mean, if you look, you know, Thesaurus is 2-time champion of fucking like everything battle rap. He's won twice. And you know, Pat Stay, big Canadian dude. Sharon, another, is like a scrawny, nerdy Canadian dude, and those guys fucking kill it in every battle. Sharon is, they call him like the Smack Killer. Smack is like a battle league on the East Coast with a bunch of gun rappers, and Sharon goes over with his like nerdy ass bars and fucking just
lays it.
annihilates these kids.
yeah.
And I mean, there's lots of good, like, funny battle rappers. I actually, like, it sounds stupid, I like compliment battles.
Me
There's
too.
a bunch of compliment battles
Me
because after
too.
you've watched a bunch of people talk a ton of shit about each other, watching people that are making compliments that are, like, they're all backhanded.
Yeah.
Like, they're all, like, saying them in such a backhanded way, but it's a compliment.
Part of it is genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is all...
Those are fucking awesome.
Things like, this is all, like, friends usually that do these compliment battles. But
Yeah.
I think the thing that like kept me in it for this long, I mean,
Still
Skrill
in
Jams
it.
happened from like 2000, or like the URL battles, or the oh god, they're not called URL battles, the 2-on-2 battles from like way back in the day. The thing that's kept me in it is like the constant innovation and the constant way. And now they don't do a lot of freestyle battles now. Like they're not off the top. There are a lot of like written battles, but a lot of like the ones that are really successful still do a lot of freestyle stuff mixed in, or they'll have like really good rebuttals.
Yeah,
for
like when
lines.
they rebuttal.
Yeah, and I like that, I like writing and shit, so like that type of creativity is something that I've always admired, and like to be able to tie it in with talking shit
Well, it's
just
kinda
makes
like,
it way better to me.
It's like Sadistics Virginia Woolf. Like if you don't know what Virginia Woolf is or like who she is or anything
it's just a
about
random song.
Yeah, you're
it
just
means
like,
nothing.
why did this dude make a song about a girl putting rocks in her pockets and walking into a
Yeah.
lake? Where like if you know who she is and like, because like I had a brief like because I'm into Poe, so I like knew and like
Yeah.
roughly who she was. But once you're like, no, like look into it, and I did. I was like, this song hits like
Yeah.
feels like holy.
Yeah, and that's one of the things like I like to give it as credit to like a lot of Seattle artists. I mean, there's artists all over that write really good stories, but it seems like Seattle artists write a bunch of really good stories that are like deep.
Yeah.
That have like a lot of like meaning to
yeah.
them. And yeah, Sadistic's one of them. I mean, he's not in Seattle anymore. He's in LA now, but his writing style is really similar to Idea's. Idea was like his best friend. So his writing style is the same. A lot of double entendre stuff like that. And he just writes cool shit. And yeah, like Virginia Woolf is like a classic example of explaining who somebody was. And if, like I said, if you don't know who it is, that song means nothing. But the second that you realize who that person is and like her story, you're like, holy shit, like this song is awesome. Like every single verse in this song is
Oh, yeah.
awesome. And I don't know. That's not, I mean, Sadistic's clearly not battle rap related. He doesn't battle rap at all. In fact, I think he thinks it's stupid. I think there was an interview that he was like, I'd never do that. Which is fine. Like, whatever. There's people that are good at it. There's people that are not. Like, Mac Lethal.
He actually did battle rap.
Mac Lethal used to be an amazing battle rapper. His last battle was either against Thesaurus or Dirtbag Dan. I don't remember which.
Really?
But his one against Dirtbag Dan is a fucking classic. It's amazing. And he took it on, like, super short notice. Actually, I think it was the Thesaurus one he took on super short notice. But they're fucking awesome battles. And he battled at Scribble back in the day. He actually lost to Immaculate the year that Immaculate won when he was 15 years old. And he was killing it, but he, like, gave it up. He knew, like, they went into, like, kind of like an OT, like an overtime type scenario,
Yeah.
and he, like, knew that he fucking lost. Because Immaculate was, like, this little, I mean, he literally was in junior high, and he was short for even being in junior high. And he was on, at the time, the biggest stage that you could get on in battle rap, and he was fucking annihilating people.
Dude,
talking
could you
shit
imagine
about
his
him.
parents like, woo, go Timmy?
Yeah, I think the story actually, his parents didn't know that he was going, and this was like about, I think Scribble was in like Minnesota, and he's from Portland, and like he was 15 years old, and
Yeah.
he went with a bunch
How did
of
he
other.
even dip
I
out?
think he was like, I think he dropped out of school. He did. I know he dropped out of school really early.
Doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And I think he was, in a situation that kind of allowed him to do whatever, and he did. And now, I
He
mean,
made the
like,
best out of the
he's
situation.
a fucking, he makes music and he sells music and shit. He has a super successful YouTube channel, but he also still battle raps. And those guys, like, the top tier battle rappers, like, people joke. Like, my mom actually made some, like, backhanded comment about battle rappers. I'm like, this battle rapper just got paid, like, $10,000 for this battle, and it took him a half hour.
Yeah, for
You
real.
know what I mean? And it's like, I mean, they were writing for days, unless you're Caustic. Caustic writes everything in the parking lot, it seems like, right before. But everybody else is like, spends time writing shit. And
That's something you wouldn't want to go in unprepared for.
no, and you see the people, like, some of the big battle rappers that have tried to go in unprepared. I mean, there was,
Paid for it.
yeah, and paid for it in, like,
Not today.
brutal ways. There was Disaster versus, oh, God, now I'm blanking on his name. He was the dude that had all the beef with LL Cool J and Eminem at one point. Fuck. But he was like a mainstream hip-hop artist, or rap artist, for years and years and years. And Disaster went in, and this guy was considered, like, a great lyricist. He was a guy that knew how to write Dude, wasn't a question.
I'm trying to remember who that is.
And he went in and just fucking, Disaster just fucking bodied him. And it was literally like after the first round, it was over. It was so one-sided and so unfair. Cannabis. I looked at my phone and knew instantly. Cannabis, which I know that there's lots of people who know who that is and like him or whatever. If you ever want to see like your fucking hero go down in flames, go watch Disaster versus Cannabis, because it's the saddest. And it is. It honestly, like, you see, there's a battle rapper named Supernatural, who's like considered one of the greatest of all time, is in the background of that battle, and you can see the look on his face after Disaster's first round, and he knows that it's over. Like, he knows. And this is like super well respected. This is a guy that everybody fucking knows who this is in battle rap. And you see his face, and you see like Thesaurus, you know, like a statue in the fucking battle rap world, has been around forever and battled everybody. He's got hundreds and hundreds of battles, and you see his face, and it's like, fuck. Like Cannabis. And, you know, Cassidy came in and tried to go like into battle rap, and he battled Disaster too, and the first battle they had a bunch of bullshit that happened, so they had to battle again, and it turned into this big shit show. But Cassidy fans all think Cassidy won. Anybody who's ever watched it knows Disaster won. Like, it's not even really.
I think it'd be interesting for people because, like, when I very first, like, battle rap I got from you, like, the first I ever watched it, and I was like, this is, like, so stupid, because I was just kind of listening, not, like, paying attention.
Right.
So I think, like, for people who are, like, battle rap, like, why are you talking about it? What are, like, 3 battles that you think they should watch?
Yeah, you have to watch it.
Damn.
You have to watch and, like, listen, though, for, like...
The one that I show everybody just to show them how fucked up battle rap can get is Caustic versus Jefferson Price.
Yeah, that was one
that
of the
battle
ones you showed me.
That's the one. I mean, Jefferson Price had been cheating on his wife. His wife was in the audience, not a looker, I guess is the best way. And Caustic makes a lot of really good points, pointing out that she's fat and ugly, and points out the fact that Jefferson Price had been cheating on his wife, and in enough detail that he's actually telling the names and professions of the girls that Jefferson Price had been cheating with. And he does that right in front of dude's wife. And that's, I mean, it's one of those things that when you see it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
you know, like,
no recovery
holy
from
shit. Another battle would be, I encourage anybody to look up a Sharon battle. Honestly, like, it can be almost any of them. Just because Sharon is one of those people that, the very first battle that I ever saw of Sharon, he made some comment to a dude. He was battling a dude that at their high school, a well-respected, well-known person in their high school had just died in a car accident that week. And Sharon's closer in this very short freestyle battle was something about, like, the people at your school wished it was fucking you. And it's like, you see the dude's face, like, he wants to punch him. And you see the guys that are putting on the battle rap event are like, no. Like, that's how battle rap is.
Here we go.
Like,
yeah.
That's it. And they actually pull Sharon off the stage. But Sharon's one of those, like, he won the BET Cypher. If any of you guys watch BET, the BET Cypher was won by a nerdy white Canadian kid. Yeah, that's Black Entertainment Television Cypher. Was won by a nerdy white Canadian. And he shit on everybody. Like, not even close, because he's probably the best freestyle off the top battle rapper there is. Like, he will have a rebuttal to anything that you say.
Yeah, it's almost like he waits for it. The first round is just kind of like a poke and a prod.
Yeah.
He'll wait for your second
Yeah, he's
round.
definitely like a counter puncher in battle rapping. You know what I mean? Like, he'll take your battle, your shit, and throw it back in your face every time. He's the guy that I mentioned as like the smack killer. He's the guy that goes and battles all the fake gun rappers and all that bullshit. But I think like Pat Stay. There's a Pat Stay. I don't even remember which Pat Stay battle I like the most. I know like Disaster versus Cannabis. I already mentioned.
Yeah.
I would suggest that one to anybody just because you'll see what happens when these mainstream artists try to step up into somebody else's realm and think that they're good at it, you know. Battle rapping and rapper are very two different, like, they're two very different things. And
on top of that, Disaster's insane. And
Disaster's insane.
Good one to watch.
Super high energy, says a lot of like crazy shit. to people, and he says, I'm trying to think of the disaster battle. Oh, he battles a guy named Math Hoffa. It's not his best battle, but he does punch Math Hoffa in the face.
Yeah.
Math Hoffa is notorious for punching people in the face in battles, and kind of got that flipped on him a little bit. I can't even think of like my favorite disaster battle. Another one that I would say though, man, it's like a toss up between two actually. I'll give you 4 total. There's a battle, and this is an older battle of Roan, which is just R-O-N.
Yeah, Ron's good.
And he's like a nerdy white dude. And like I said, went to Penn State, captain of the bait team. I mean, like, not a dude that you would ever think battle raps in your entire life. And he battles a dude named Prophet. And Prophet is spelled like P-R-O-P-H-I-T, so not like the traditional way. But he goes and battles this dude Prophet in like an old setting, the old like grind time setting, which is like an archaic thing now. But he goes there and battles dude, and it's kind of the East Coast versus, I want to say West Coast style. Roan's style is West Coast. He's from Pennsylvania, so he doesn't have like a true West Coast style. But
Yeah.
He talks so much shit about Prophet, and he says things like, the thing about Roan battles, especially older ones, I think he's kind of toned it down. You have to be moderately intelligent. Like, you have to have a decent vocabulary to understand a lot of the things that he's saying, because he says some shit that I know that people are like looking up on their phone, you know, because they don't get the reference. They're like, why did the crowd all laugh at that? And then they're like Googling it, you know. And then the other one would be like Iron Solomon versus Ines. And Iron Solomon has been battling since battle rap was a thing, I'm guessing. And he battles a dude named Ines. And anybody who's moderately old like me and remembers a show on MTV called, it was like Puff Daddy. I think it was Puff Daddy at the time. He had like a show that he was like making a rap group.
Making the band.
Yeah, it was the original Making the Band. It was before the girl one and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But there was a dude on there named Elliot Ness. And Elliot Ness, if you remember, is the dude that got in the fight. It's not Dylon. That guy is also hilarious. But Elliot Ness is the dude that got in the fight. He was the guy that threw the fit when they had to go walk and get cheesecake. That's a classic line for anybody who's seen that show. But Iron Solomon battles him, and he throws the Making the Band shit in this dude's face for 3 straight rounds. And he does it in a way that's super creative. It's hard to rebuttal because it's all real. He's not making shit up about anybody. And so those are the ones. I mean, like, my favorite battlers are like Thesaurus, Immaculate, Caustic. Any Caustic battle, honestly. If you just want to see somebody get offended, Caustic versus Arsenal. It's 1 round each. You're talking 10 minutes each maybe of talking, and Caustic basically talks about Arsenal's wife getting fucked by his best friend for most of the round. And he's called the king of disrespect for a reason. But yeah, I'll post battle rap links if people really want to see them, but like I think if you're doing, I want to say it's it's like a niche market, but at the same time, like they do like these huge pay-per-view events. So, and not pay-per-view on like cable, you know, it's pay-per-view on the internet. Or VOD, I think they're calling it now, video on demand. But you know, there's people. I mean, these guys are making tens of thousands of dollars to go battle rap. Like, obviously, there's some sort of audience to it. You know, people are paying for it. I fucking watch my favorite podcast in the world talks nothing about battle rap, or only talks about battle rap the entire time. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm obviously more into that. Not more than this podcast, but I'm into fucking battle rap enough that I'm fucking checking up podcasts.
Sean's now taking up battle rap contestants for the show.
Yeah, if you want to fucking come on and battle rap, let me know.
Oh my god.
It'd be so fun.
Bring your own body bag.
Because I will definitely talk shit about you. Well, we're like at like an hour and 20 minutes.
Should we wrap up?
Wrap it up.
That's what happens when you get me talking about battle rap.
Yeah.
It'll fucking go forever.
It needed to be done, all right?
It's all Kyler's fault. If you guys have a problem with battle rap, blame Kyler.
I've been gone for 4 months. I had to get it in.
Catch up.
Yeah, I'll throw some fucking links to some of the coolest battles, and you guys can check those out. And then, I think the next episode we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to do live.
Yeah.
And I can't make any promises about how cool it will be, but we're gonna plug the fuck out of it so everybody
Could end
knows,
up
so
just
that
being
people.
a test.
Yeah, it could end up me and fucking Sense in here talking about nothing, and there's nobody watching. So that could be real. But
Two reactions.
we'll plug the fuck out of it so you guys know when it's happening at least. And then if you want to fucking come on and say that Sten's adorable, or
Helps if you follow the page.
if you want to call me fat or whatever, that's cool too.
You have a podcast? What's your podcast? Follow the fucking page.
Bro,
Catch up.
like that's
Come
your
on.
friends. I
I
see
know.
post that. Oh, you have a podcast? Like, bro, like
It's been on everything.
I post it fucking
Catch
everywhere. And we don't
the
have we have a
fuck
lot of mutual friends,
up.
but you have a lot of friends that I'm not friends with, or people even that I low-key don't like. But but it's like I keep seeing like when you post shit like, oh, you have a podcast?
Yeah.
On your shit. I'm like, bro, how do these people not fucking
I
know this by
know.
now? It's fucking Facebook's fault, bro.
Or we'll talk about
they don't
something
want
from
to
it, and
see
they're like, "What are you guys talking about? Catch the fuck up! You
Yeah.
didn't watch episode 6, did you?
Yup.
Clearly, you're unprepared."
You should all watch. You should all listen to all the episodes. I don't encourage watching them because it's just us being ugly.
True.
The one
Yeah.
with
You might as
Nakomi
well
is
throw some
cool.
headphones in, and get something actually
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, wait till the hot chicks are here.
Yeah, Nakomi.
there's
That's
nothing
the
to
other
look
thing.
at
You
yet.
don't need to see
Look
short
away.
beard, medium
Look
beard,
away.
slightly longer beard.
Yeah.
Like, just
Nakomi is gonna be back on the show, so if you guys want like cute girls to stare at, like she'll be on. I joke. Well, I didn't even joke. I mentioned it to Tristan, Sten's girlfriend, and she said she's down, and I don't see like why not.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
guys,
should
you
that
guys
be
will be
like
able to
a-
experience her super dry humor over the internet.
It'll be even drier.
I think it'd be
no
dope if you
concept.
did Tristan without Sten. Like weird idea there, but I feel like she'd probably open up a lot more.
I don't think
'cause
she.
you guys
I
get-
don't think she would because it's on the internet.
You
If it was me and her talking, maybe, but I don't think it would. Like we could try it. I'm not fucking opposed to anything. We invited
Tristan,
Kyler on.
That is a good idea. That would
Hell
be
yeah.
cool. I'd fucking listen to that one.
Right? Maybe we should get fucking.
Maybe I would.
Let's
I
get
don't
Tristan
know.
and Nakomi on.
Oh yeah, dude.
No, dude, Tristan and Justin, so she can body him again.
No.
Or Justin. Oh yeah, shouts to Justin. It's his birthday in 2 days. He'll be old enough to do nothing useful, so
Yep.
that'll be cool. Which is good because Justin doesn't do a lot. So
Other than mall crawl and scratch his bumpers at
Still
Moab.
expensive insurance, so suck it,
Justin
Justin.
insurance. You're not
Stay
getting none of that
with
shit,
your
bitch. All right. Well, we're done.
We out.
Deuces.
And thanks or whatever. We'll just say at the end of this.